Everybody thinks a fighter jet is terrifying because it is fast or because it wins in a clean dogfight. The F-35 isn't the fastest, and it isn't the top knife fight jet either. It's also not only the 5th gen stealth jet out there. The real reason it scares modern militaries is quieter. It turns the sky into a data network. It can see threats in multiple ways, fuse that into one single picture, and share it so the whole force can strike first. By the end of this video, you'll understand what the F-35 really is, what its hidden tech actually does, and why that matters more than raw speed. So here is what the F-35 actually is. It's a 5th generation multi-role stealth fighter built for joint connected warfare. The headline isn't only stealth. The headline is stealth plus sensor fusion plus data links. So it can find targets, survive near air defenses, and feed targeting information to other aircraft, ships and ground units. A quick snapshot explains the terrifying part. The F-35A is a 9G capable jet with a top speed around Mach 1.6, and it can carry weapons internally when it needs to stay stealthy. But its real hardware is its sensor suite. It is an AESA radar for long-range search and targeting, and a distributed set of infrared cameras that give a 360 view for missile warning. It has an internal electro-optical targeting system for precision strikes and passive detection. It also carries a built-in electronic warfare like ASQ-239 and countermeasure suite that can warn, jam and help deceive enemy radars. The jet's mission computer fuses it into a single prioritized picture and displays it through a helmet that can overlay targets and project the see-through view onto the visor. Then comes the part legacy jets can't copy easily: networking or communication, or basically hive mind. The F-35 uses links to share tracks and targets with other F-35 and pass usable data to older aircraft and command networks. So even if a non-stealth jet can't safely get close enough to build the best picture, it can still shoot using the picture the F-35 created. That is why people call it a force multiplier, not just a fighter. And because it is software driven, its capabilities grow through upgrades. Though that also means delays and sustained problems can reduce readiness when the backend isn't working smoothly. The one single detail that changes everything is this: fusion plus sharing. The F-35 isn't trying to win a tanning contest, it's trying to win the timeline. Seeing first lets you decide first, and deciding first lets you fire first, often from a position where the enemy doesn't even know you're there. That shrinks the fight before it becomes dangerous. In real-world mission, this shows up as first day of war work. The F-35 is designed to push closer to defended airspace, find radars and missile sites, and help open corridors for the larger strike packets. It can escort bombers or helicopters, help suppress air defenses, and pass targeting data to ships, artillery or other aircraft. It's also useful in defensive roles, like tracking and intercepting drones and cruise missiles, because the fused picture reduces pilot workload when the sky is full of small, cheap threats. But the limits are real. Inside its base, it carries fewer weapons than an external load missile truck. Hang lots of weapons outside and you trade away stealth. In a close-in turning fight, jets built for pure air dominance can have an edge. And in a heavy electronic warfare environment, data links can be jammed and sensors can be spoofed, which means the advantage is biggest when the network and mission data are strong. Plus, readiness also matters. Watchdog reporting has criticized maintenance and availability rates, showing the jet's power depend on logistics as much as technology. So that brings us to a very important question. Who's this for? It's for forces that want to survive and win inside air defenses by combining stealth, sensing and coordination. It's for coalitions too, because shared fleets can train to the same tactics and exchange data. It's not for anyone who thinks air combat is mainly a cinematic duel. If your definition of best fighter is fastest and tightest turn, the F-35 will always feel like it is missing the point because it was built to avoid that fight whenever possible. And that leads to why it exists in the first place. The F-35 is not only an aircraft choice, it is a Doctrine choice. The program aimed to replace multiple older platforms across the US services and many allies, creating a common fleet. That brings shared training, shared sustainment, and shared operational playbooks. Strategically, it also creates a sensor and shooter web. Every additional F-35 on your side is another stealthy node collecting data, improving the picture, and making other platforms more effective. The value equation is a balance of feel like the future and pays the price of the future. The good is clear. Stealth that helps it get close, sensors that see in radar and infrared, fusion that turns noise into clarity, electronic warfare that can confuse defenses, and networking that spreads that advantage to everybody else. The compromises are also clear. It's not the speed king, it's not the classic dogfight champion. His stealthy weapon load is limited, and his allies an Odin sustainment system that can become the bottleneck. The trap is thinking it's only a jet purchase. It's an ecosystem purchase, upgrades, mission data, links, training, maintenance, and the industrial pipeline that keeps it mission ready. Now let's compare it to the jets people mostly name in the comments versus the F-22 Raptor. The F-22 is still the pure air superiority benchmark. Supercruise, extreme agility, and a design focus on winning air-to-air combat, or basically dogfighting. But the F-35 is the larger global fleet and the more flexible multi-role platform, and it is built to share its picture widely across joint packages. Versus the F-15, the F-15 brings speed, altitude, and big external weapon loads, but it lacks stealth, so it often needs more support to survive against air defenses. The F-35 can go forward and reduce that risk by mapping threats and enabling standoff shots. Versus the F-A-18, the Super Hornet is a tough carrier workhorse with upgrades and external payload, but it doesn't have the same low observable penetration ability in high threat zones. The F-35 often acts as the spear tip that helps the rest of the force see and strike. This also explains why the F-35 keeps appearing in modern operations. In January 2026 Venezuela raid, described publicly, a joint air package included F-35s alongside F-22s, F-A-18s, bombers and cyberspace effects. The point wasn't that one jet won the mission, it was that a network force suppressed defenses and protected the extraction. Also in the 2026 Iran conflict, open reporting shows an Israeli F-35 downed an Iranian Yak-130 over Tehran, and the UK government has said RAF F-35Bs shot down drones over Jordan. Those moments show the platform is now doing real combat work, but they still fit the same pattern. First look, shared picture, and then low exposure. And it's worth separating facts from the hype. Open reporting on the Mexican operation against cartel leader El Mencho credits Mexican special forces backed by air assets and the US intelligence support, but it does not credibly confirm that F-35s played a direct role. So when people say the F-35 captured X, treat that as a narrative, not a proof. What you can say with confidence is that stealthy networked aircraft makes these kind of raids and strikes less risky, better warning, cleaner routes, faster targeting, fewer surprises. That can help reduce casualties, but it's never a full guarantee. Now, if you want the throwback that makes this click, think about older wars where one aircraft carried the targeting pod, another aircraft did the jamming, another aircraft did the command and control, and pilots stitched the picture together under heavy stress. The F-35 does not replace every support asset, but it pulls a lot of sensing and coordination into one single cockpit and makes it faster to go from detect to destroy. So my final verdict is this. The F-35 is terrifying not because it wins every single dogfight, but because it makes modern warfare an information race, and it's built to win that particular race. If you judge it like a gladiator, it looks seriously overrated, but if you judge it like a flying sensor node and strike coordinator, it's easy to see why it is so dominant in a war. Now here is my question for you. Would you rather have a future jet that's even faster and more agile, or one that's even better at sensing, jamming and connecting the whole battlefield? Answer in the comments.